important. But you need someone that's going to be able to follow up to that, because it's not going to be
Hmm.
enough for the Clockwork to just get a hook shot off and battery assault after that. We see the Lycan and Spectre both being removed from Execration, which would have been decent options for that gap closer. What else do we have?
Hmm. Very limited for what you could bring out. Maybe a Sven Ags, but it's so dicey. PA can kind of do it, but you're talking about a lot of magic damage here from Execration. I don't know if you want to go PA into this kind of lineup. You do have the Venge to play off of for minus armor. So the PA can actually burst down fast.
They could
I
just
would say,
maybe PL here in the safe lane to scam.
hmm,
The rush is going to be, the Phantom Rush is going to be decent.
hmm,
Not much in the way of dealing with the PL. Like, I personally don't like the Phantom Lancer, but we
hmm.
know Skim plays a pretty nice PL. Might be the option for them.
Yeah, yeah, that could play into it. And off puts their timer a bit further back though, because of how the PL builds up. That's something Neon would have to compensate for by having their 4 heroes just run down and really play around once they hit those level timings that they want. Of course, Neon, the PL could still come out. Like Execration doesn't have the wave clear for it. No, they could still go Ember if it hasn't been banned out, and it hasn't. So they have the option to preempt that, but nothing here hints at, say, a PL pick. So it could
Okay.
be tricky for Execration to read that one.
Final pickup, Execration. They are using a lot of reserve time for this pickup. Mind you, they did save a lot of time, so I guess they could just go on forever. Or just a minute more. Needing a mid laner can be a little bit challenging going into that Viper, as
Mm,
we all know. I'd say if you want to go for the safe pickup here, you pick up something like a Lena. Doesn't really care for the Viper too much. Can just sit in the lane, get some farm up, and move on from there. Can play with its team quite nicely as well. And again, they are going to continue thinking about this. I guess the real problem here is you don't know what the safe lane of Neon's going to be. You don't really know what to expect.
yeah. Yeah. It's one of those things, right? When we talk about it in the draft, last pick makes it more unpredictable for you to get your own pick for, say, mid. Even though if you know that matchup, it just makes it harder to preempt a sneaky last pick. So Creation's gonna dig deep for that pick.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a tough one though. The Storm is not going to have that much of a fun time up against the Viper.
Oh yeah. The laning's not gonna be great. The
Hmm.
down the line though, the control of Neon isn't amazing, right? Like
Sure.
battery assault is not great. Stun from Venge, also not amazing. So if you can last true, then maybe the Storm makes its place. I do worry about timings here. Arc Warden's gonna take that jungle. That's just the way it is, right? Like Arc Warden, once Midas is up, you dip into the jungle, you send your Tempest double down to a lane. Storm will not have too much room, so that's something Expiration has to be cautious about. And
Ooh.
hmm,
Cheeky. They are going to go for the Opar Shadow Fiend, and Scam will be on the Viper. That's very interesting.
yeah, that's quite the switch out. Now it gets really weird here for the side of Execration. Of course, it's also going to be the JG snap, so we're actually seeing the core snap come out again on the off lane. Let's see if Palos can ride through that storm, but there's a lot of early game here from Neon. A lot of damage that can fly in. Say at the 15-minute mark, you're going to see level spikes there for Neon. It's going to be hard to blow up. Execration early game is kind of focused around Phoenix Egg combo with the Overgrowth, at least for the big team fights. Down the line, you can start to expect your Storm to really take over, get Palos up in front with his damage, but that will take some build up. They're going to need to buy that space out here, as Neon will probably not give you too much breathing room to get that done. They want to run at you. You also have the Clock Shadow Fiend, right? So early on, maybe they opt for that early stacks and the souls with that kind of play. You've got easy access down mid now.
Yeah, absolutely. Should be an interesting match between these two to get us started for game number one. I'm very intrigued to see what the loot bet odds do show us today with these two. It could be a very close match.
Mm.
between Neon and Execration. If I was to take a guess before seeing the odds, because I can't see them yet, I
Mm.
dare say Neon would be the slight favorites here, just based off their current standing in the group stage. But apart from that, I'd still say it should be very close.
Mm. Yeah, I'd say so. I think when it comes to Filipino teams versus Filipino teams, excuse me, it tends to be up and down. Like they scrim against each other a lot. They know each other pretty well at this point. It's been years in the industry, so they know how to dance around each other. They know how to kind of play against each other. I would say when it comes to individual play, I think Leon's on top. So when it comes to that individual mechanical skill, it comes down to reading the map as a player alone. I think I do like how Neon plays a lot better. I think their stack is much more experienced. There's a bit of a skill gap almost for Execration to come over, although not by much. But when you're at this level of play, even a small gap in mechanical skill can amount to a very big difference in execution.
Well, there's your loop at odds, and well, it's just kind of like I said, John. They are sitting as the slight favorites. Not too high, but definitely are the favorites in this one, according to the betting odds. I was a little bit intrigued when I saw the safe lane Viper switch up with the SF. I
Mm.
like the fact that Yopaj is playing a bit more of a mechanically demanding hero in the
Mm.
SF, but I thought the Storm Spirit would probably be in a much worse position up against the Viper. Not to say that it's going to enjoy the SF anyway, but up against the Viper, I mean, it just seems like it would have been a bit of a whitewash.
Yeah. It's an interesting one. I think what you do get with this offlane Viper though is a lot more of a lane dominant offlane now. So
Right.
you're confident in your Storm SF kind of lane, but you also get to shut down that offlane, and it'll make it hard to progress for Raging Potato. Now, speaking about Raging, we've seen him be up and down in the group stages as well. Like his performance has sort of been mixed. Like there are times where he comes out absolutely beautifully with the Ags play on the snap, but there are also times where it just falls flat. And I think Neon is looking to make it a hard game for Raging because he can really set the pace when he snowballs. So slow down the off lane, makes it harder for the Phoenix to hit his timings, and that's gonna take away a lot of the early teamfight presence of Execration.
That certainly is. Of course, John, some of the people in the chat did have your back, by the way, when you were AFK.
Yeah.
In the draft screen, they did advise that you were probably at Merienda, which is fair enough. I'm surprised you didn't come up with that excuse, but the chat had your back,
No.
sir. They had your
Yeah,
back.
I'm glad. I'm glad. No, it's I mean that last series just was on such an edge that it gets certain biological movements going, Mike. You know, you can't hold it in. It's an hour long. It's long days. Sometimes stuff happens, Mike.
Januel, spotted trouble here. BDZ unable to get the toss off in time, and should not be able to get it either. Scam will just continue to slow him up and get some more poison damage in, so BDZ is going to be forced to back. Actually does take a bit of harassment out, as even Scam, he's not done. He wants a bit more. Have one more for the road, BDZ. Off you go. That is pretty much going to burn most of the regen for this Tiny.
Yeah, it's not a good spot for BDZ. They're still going to try to go for those early plays with a tri-lane, but it's so difficult when you've got a Viper.
It is. Genuel going to get tossed back. That should mean first blood coming out, and it will be. Nice toss back out from BDZ, and looks like RR on the tree, and we'll probably just go back down to the bot lane now. He won't want to leave Palos alone here. It is a bit dangerous.
No, I think Arc Warden solo is not a very fun lane. You can see Playhard already getting the pulse off to get that steady EXP gain. Of course, JG on the core snap with a Scatter Blast can make it hellish when you come into last hit. It's not like Arc Warden has the biggest range as a hero, so there's a lot of ways to punish. You see RR trying to get the chase off, but this deep pull will just give Playhard an easy ramp to his level 2.
Oh, I like that cheeky little play from RR. He tried to get the aggro to the Ancient creeps. He almost got it as well. I'm surprised the creeps did not change direction, but they don't. Playhard does get them all the way back behind that tier 2 tower, and that should help fix the creep equilibrium and give him level 2 for that matter. This is going to be very nice for Playhard. Still, we'll have a quick look at the mid lane. Yopaj up against Ken on the Storm. Yopaj already about 4 last hits ahead. And of course, as we know with the SF, the more CS you get, the stronger you get, and the harder it is going to be for Ken to try and contest this lane.
Yeah, and that's going to be so key for Yopaj. Just keep that domination up, slow down Ken's farm. We talked about it, but if the Storm falls behind, you can expect Palace to be in that jungle. That's just the way the Arc Warden is. Until the travels are up, you're just not going to have that space.
Well, Raging goes down top lane to Skem, but BDZ will be able to trade with the Venge, so they do get something. Meanwhile, bot lane, play hard. He's going to go down to Palos, and of course that flux damage you cannot underestimate. There's a pretty big slow and a pretty big amount of damage over time. So ultimately Execration getting the positive trades across the map.
Yeah, there's a step up, working that aggression with her draft. Really important, right? You've got the Treant, he can really shut down lanes. You want to combine with that really fast. You also want to get BDZ off on a good start, so very important kills to find. Neon, for their part, they still need some levels to be up and running. I'd say the big one is really play hard to hit level 3, so level 2 Battery Assault gonna enable him to punish a lot more, but as it is right now, it's gonna be a steady farm game, especially down bot. Palos, he's tied up with JG, so the farm isn't amazing, but he's not really being slowed down. This is not all too bad of a lane, and that does mean our Orc Warden should have a smooth ramp up into the Midas timing here.
He should. So one thing you don't want to give the Arc Warden is a free Midas. Can be a little bit rough to slow him down from that point on. But you look at Skem and Yopaj, they're having a really good time. Right? Like the whole point of this draft is to not force the late game, but to win this game in the mid game with the Viper SF. And if they can continue farming this well and dominating their lanes like this, it shouldn't be too hard to do so, even up against the Arc Warden.
Yeah, that's going to be key. You also have to remember, we didn't talk about it much, but you do still have the Vengeance Aura play here with 2 ranged heroes. So there's a lot that can fly out into RR.
Oh, RR, that's a lot of damage out from Yopaj, and play hard. He'll activate the Battery Assault, but he cannot keep up. In fact, Vortex is going to be there, but now he gets a double cogs off. Yopaj needs some razors out. He does now have it off cooldown, and Ken, he got taken out by the races of Yopaj. Play hard. Nice little game sense there. I thought he might go for a run, but he opted to go for the 2-man cogs instead, and it does pay off.
Oh, that's a massive win. That shutdown we were talking about on the Storm, it's starting to kick in. Ken, he's going to have to stare at that jungle at some point. And that does mean you're going to be fighting with Palos for farm. Not a good time. Yopaj has his work cut out for him. He's getting a smooth ramp up to 6. So he's going to have those max raises up soon. And then you just can't lane. It's just so difficult. Not until the Storm hits his own level 6, which is way too far off.
Play hard. Oh, he's got Palos in the cogs. Not great news for our Arc Warden. He's going to get pushed back. Play hard still with the Battery Assault control. And there is nothing they can do to help Palos out. That's another great setup out from Play Hard. He might be setting himself up for a very good Clockwork game.
Oh, he definitely is. Just getting off to a good start. It's that level 3 spike. The damage he does is just too much. You can see Execration set eyes down mid. They really want to give Ken some space, so they're going to try to punish Yopaj a bit, but there's some wards to watch this.
Alright, he's been caught out, and the one thing you don't want to do is give Yopaj any more kills. If there's anything a mid laner hates, it's when their supports come in and feed kills away to the other mid laner. And Yopaj is going to have his 2nd kill of the game now. That's going to mean he can afford his wand, and we'll get to see what kind of itemization he wants on this SF.
Yeah, it's pretty open. We've seen a lot of builds before, but they're going to scuffle over these 6-minute runes.
Oh, they didn't get the DD either. Yopaj picks it up. Pops it. Still wants to go for BDZ. Can't catch up, but will take the stacks. And again, Yopaj, just good sense. He knows that stacks are going to be there because the Storm is struggling. He'll just go clear him out. BDZ,
really
that is dangerous. Gets a toss up on Play Hard. Play Hard has the Battery Assault on BDZ. He's going to be stuck up now. Yopaj has the raise, connects, and Januel will be able to get the kill. Execration, 1 by 1. Just small little mistakes that are going to really favor Neon.
Yeah, it's starting to hurt. It's still a less than 1k lead for Neon, so it's not like it's a complete outrun, but Execration is losing that early momentum that's so key, although
Oh,
up
Raging.
top.
Yeah, Raging's, he's gone. Viper strike out. Skem feeling so confident he can dive the T1, but he doesn't want to really lose his life like this. Alright, Skem maybe a bit too far. Does end up dying and does lose his courier. I guess on the brighter side is he literally forces the whole side of Execration up top, and that is going to open up a lot of space across the map.
Oh, it definitely does. That allows your Posh to take these triple sacks. They're getting a lot of funnel though.
Yeah, they're going in, trying onto the SF. Nice vortex in from Ken, but Yopaj gonna turn around now. Gets a kill before he dies on PDZ, and RR is also gonna die. He actually got the XP in gold before he went down. And Ken is gonna have no choice but to run. Magic Missile is gonna get there, play hard. He has the Tranquils, there's a cookie out, and that is Ken dead.
No.
He's gonna try and zip. He's not making it. Oh no, JG. On target with the spit. And John, I'll tell you what, I said it might be a good clockwork game. He's about to hit that 6 mark prior to 10 minutes. Now that is a very good clockwork game, especially when you've been roaming like play hard.
Oh yeah, and he's building into that Orchid build as well. That's going to be a really early Orchid on the pause 4. Allows him even more control. Our Storm, not going to be safe if they commit the hook onto that hero. It's just going to be spotted every time, taken out, and it's so difficult now for them. Like, if that Orchid comes out in the next 2 to 3 minutes as a support, as a Storm, you're not going to have defensive items. I don't reckon Ken will go for Yules unless he realizes the Orchid comes in, so it's going to be even harder for Execration to get their own aggression up when the Storm's put down like that.
Level 6 now, on your clock, he's got the hook shot, he'll be having a gander, seeing who he can find. For comparison's sake, BDZ is at level 4 on the Tiny. Same position, just different levels.
Man.
That Orchid is going to hurt, John. These Clockwork Orchids essentially really do guarantee that they can actually solo kill people. It's Raging. Doesn't Icarus dive in time? Can he go through the battery assault? He can, but Play Hard is not going to go for the dive. He's going to back off. Looks like Raging. All props to Raging. He does already have the Meteor Hammer up on the Phoenix. Should be able to actually defend this Tier 1 bot tower.
Yeah, it did go Naked Boots, but it does pay off. So they've got some D-push potential here. And you can see Execration is grouping up top as well for a bit of a trade. Now, you have to remember, you're pushing into a tree.
Oh, Raging stuck. 3 seconds for an Icarus dive. There's your battery assault, but Januel's waiting, forcing out the egg now. Januel's going to try and take it out. Play Hard is going to be there to help. And Palos sends in a Tempest double that was expiring anyway. Doesn't make a difference. They'll take a Tier 1 for a Tier 1 trade.
Yeah, this is a faster push though for Neon. They're playing with a Venjora. It's at level 3. So you've got lots of damage coming out from your punch, lots of damage from Skem. Living Armor, probably not going to hold off this one. Up top, a bit slower. Palos, I mean, it's an Arc Warden with a Midas, but the right-click damage on him isn't really comparable to this.
Ara. Play Hard's going to be looking for a hook shot here onto this Treant. We'll hold out. There are more heroes around. Be careful to feed your life away, but they've also got 3 up there from Neon now with the Mortimer's Kisses, but the hook shot does not connect. Still, he will run into RR, but doesn't go for the Cogs attempt. That'll be enough for Neon. On the brighter side, they still do protect that Tier 1 tower. It doesn't really take much damage at all.
Yeah, it's left standing, and mind you, it's Execration with a Treant, right? So you'd expect them to hold on to their Tier 1s more, but they're just not finding the opportunity to get a good defense off. They do have level 6 on Raging, and of course we did see the first egg, not successful. They need RR to get level 6 now, just so they have Overgrowth Egg. But Neon have been very good around the map. They've just been running it down. They're getting that steady farm. Look at Yopaj. Dragonlance up. Yasha next. So he's got additional range. He's got even more damage. Additional range with the Venjor as well. So it's really safe to just get the right clicks off, and Neon is starting to build that lead up. This is about the time where their lineup spikes hard. 2K net worth lead. They've got the levels, they've got the key items. They can keep running if they wanted to.
Well, they might just let their SF keep farming up those right-click items. Up until then, it seems like they are not too stressed out as BDZ gonna get caught out now. Does have a haste rune, is gonna toss back Januel into Ken, but Yapaj is still there to try and back him up. Ken wastes all his mana, and now the hook shot from Play Hard. Oh, it's just so unfortunate for Execration. Unfortunately for Ken, he thought it was a free kill jump, but he just doesn't have the damage yet.
Ooh, it's a tough game. We called it out from draft, but it's been so hard for Ken. And they need the Storm to play catch-up, but they are prioritizing Palos. He's the guy that needs a lot of gold on the Orc Warden. This is just a bleed over. This is just a kind of rolling domino effect of being off to a slow start. The Storm is not going to have the safe farm. He is at highest risk. Neon will constantly punish. And the fact that you can't even kill Avenge, man, that's just really demoralizing. And it's just small mechanical wins like that, just very on-the-edge plays for Neon. That makes it very hard for Execration to bounce back in 4K behind. You've got this Arc Warden who's number 2 in net worth. He is playing with Midas, but we might get stuck into the situation where all you have is the Arc Warden.
Not going to be good if that is the case. Even Skem going for that Dragon Lance, you're just going to have this SF Viper just hitting you from a mile away. It's very limited as to what you can do. Play hard. Misses the hook there. Mortimer's Kisses were coming in to try and get a kill going, but they will not be able to grab one. So, Neon, back to the farming game. 3k net worth lead at 13.5 minutes. Execration, they'll just try to buy a bit more time and space for Palos, who is working towards that Maelstrom build. It's getting fairly close to it now. And the rest of Execration are into a smoke. They'll try on to play hard. He's going to Cogs push back them. There'll be an Icarus knife, however. JG coming in for a cookie. No, doesn't get it off in time. And that'll be it. A nice pick off onto the clock. And Neon don't seem to care. They're going to start harassing that T1 tower as if they just won the team fight.
Yeah, well, why not? They've got the range, they've got the damage. 2 Dragon Lances up here, Mike. Yapaj and Scam going for that build, although.
Avalanche toss onto Januel. He is going to get cookied off, but is going to die. Neon, bit of a cocky play there to try for that T1 tower. They got some damage off, but it definitely was a bit unnecessary.
Yeah, it's not a good trade. Execration's going to be happy with a freebie. But Neon still feeling confident. They're just going back to farm, building up Neopaj further, rushing the BKB on the SF. They really are just looking to play that fast game, get the magic immunity up so they can keep running at you. And once that BKB is up for Yapaj, then it gets hard to lock in that SF. He will just be able to channel off the Requiem, which we haven't seen yet, and start to control in these fights.
They can't really afford to just get chip damage on these T1s. You gotta really commit. JG gonna be in that mid lane to defend their own T1 tower, as Raging has been just Icarus diving and getting that Meteor Hammer off and slowly chipping away at it. That is one nice way of going through that, but they are gonna at least get a glyph out. Now, they really don't want that T1 tower in deny range. The side of Neon.
Yeah, it's again one of those things when you're playing against Treant, you can watch their own mid tier 1 here heal up for the Radiant side, so you can't really afford that. It's already back to full HP at this mid tier 1. So again, if Neon wants to get that objective, they need to commit harder. And so far they're just satisfied taking it slower. That is giving Palos a bit more time to play catch up, but man, this ride wise.
Yeah. Just easy. No risk at all. It will get denied, but they don't care for the gold. They just want the tower down. That's going to make the side of Execration feel a lot more comfortable across this map. It should mean Neon have to play slightly more defensive unless they want to try and get the trade soon, which they may. Still have that 3k net worth lead. They could go for a pick-off or a fight. Even run into BDZ here, who's going to run up to Januel, but not realizing Playhard is around. They go for the Avalanche and the toss-up. Here comes Ken, but now the Cogs is out. They've got BDZ with the Mortimer's Kisses to fly in, and it is going to be a 1-for-1 trade.
It's not the biggest exchange. You would be a bit happy if you are Execration, because that forced out with Kisses. It's a pretty long cooldown to expend. So that does give you a little bit more breathing room, knowing that the hook kiss combo is not going to be up for at least a minute and a half. And that does allow you to farm safely. This is time for Palos to play catch up. This is time for Ken to continue to build up. You can see that his Storm is actually going for the BKB next. So prioritizing being able to stand and fight to buy that space for the Arc Warden. I don't mind this. Should pay off if they get it at good timing. Neon, their lead is starting to slowly kind of slide downwards. They really do need to start to pump up that aggression just a bit. Perhaps once the BKB is done in Yapaj, you can start looking to make a move, but before that point, it looks like they're going to be satisfied until then.
Scam. Mid lane, Daniel going to get a swap off. He was trying to save one of his teammates, but that means Execration. He's going to be able to get another kill. Shot, play hard, going in by himself. He has no help. That was all for a haste rune from Play Hard, and that's going to give Ken a kill. The Neon, there are... I don't know what they're doing here, but their lead is slowly being chipped away at. I think they're being a bit too passive, if I'm honest. Like the cause of Neon, they're just sitting back farming a bit too long.
Yeah, definitely are. This is something that Execration wants to happen. This is exactly what they want, because you let your Arc Warden grow, you let your Storm catch up. Ken is almost at the BKB.
No. They got the big one as well there, John. Yapaj going to be forced to Requiem, but a nice egg out. Or is it? Yapaj can't get through it. Oh, he's trying. He is trying, but he can't. And that'll mean his own death. The rest of Neon just not around to be able to help him out.
Yeah, this is not good plays from Neon. They're taking it slow. They're trading bad trades. They're banking on Scam to grow big on a Viper. It's not the same impact as an Arc Warden, let me tell you. And you can see the effect already. Palos is starting to play with that Tempest double to shove in lanes. He's got the Travels. He's got the Maelstrom. And this is when the Arc Warden starts to become a massive nuisance.
Play hard, nice hook shot onto Ken with the magic missile follow-up, and Ken is going to get swapped, and he's going to try, but he does die. That is a big pick-off, and that's kind of what you were expecting from Neon. Like, they could have probably started doing that 5-6 minutes ago. They still, they do get a very nice pick on the Storm, and it looks like they might try to pressure that mid-tier 1 tower now.
Yeah, they have to. I mean, they really need to reach some control back in the map, make it harder for Execration to cross that river. That tier 1 is going to be key, but it's not easy. You're fighting against a Treant, and living armor is maxed out now, so it's actually significant damage block. You need to have everyone. Your Paj needs to be there if they want to do that push. It's not just 4 heroes, it has to be all 5. They go into the Roche though.
To the Roshan it is. Scam with a DD rune, going to take it much, much faster, but the side of Execration, they are aware. Just going to find a way to initiate. You've got BDZ with that blink up. Marge back in as well. Raging. Throw the meteor hammer out. Now the egg going to be committed, trying to force them back, and Ken is going to zip in with the Vortex straight onto that bench, and that is going to be your pos 5 down. And Roshan is very low, so they could try to take this. However, Palos, he'll send the Tempest double in. That's going to get taken out by Skem and Yopaj. And of course, Neon, they aren't going to back. They know how low the Roche is, and they can't really let it go down for free like this, so play hard, hooking into the Roshan. That wasn't it. Yopaj is going to try for the Requiem, but it will miss everyone. Nara is going to buy back. Onto the Roche again. Execration, they bought back for this, so they want to go for the fight. Magnetic Field is there. BDZ, a great avalanche into the toss. Ken's got the Aegis, and now the teamfight can begin for Execration if they want, but they don't. They want to back off with it, and that's what they'll do.
That's just small mistakes coming out from Neon now. Especially play hard. I mean, he's been on point so far, but you know, you can forgive small mistakes, I guess, but it's still a costly one. So Execration, that lead that Neon had, it down to just 1k. Our Storm now has a BKB up, so Ken will be able to zip around, will be able to ignore the damage from the Viper. It does get trickier now because you know Skem's damage on the Viper, it's all magic.
Pretzel.
So,
Wait, pretzel.
okay. All right. I guess it's their Merienda time now, I guess, Mike. What do you having, I wonder?
A pretzel, John. That's what they said.
Yeah.
They're having a pretzel.
I'd love a pretzel.
Pretzels are good. So,
Do you prefer soft pretzels or hard pretzels?
I'm a fan of the softer ones, but I don't mind either of them. You know what? When I was in Malaysia just a couple of years back, there was I can't remember what the shop's called. It was like it was at the airport, Auntie something.
Yeah.
And
Auntie Anne's, right?
Yeah, right. And they sold
yeah.
pretzels. And my wife got very addicted to those pretzels.
Oh, they're really good. They're really.
Like I literally had to go back to Malaysia from Singapore. I swear to God, we actually did
seriously?
this. Yeah, no, dead set. My wife was like, I want to go back to Malaysia before we go home so I can have more pretzels. So I had to buy flight tickets back to Malaysia and book another hotel to get pretzels for my wife. And her excuse was it was part of our honeymoon, right? So she's like, well, it's our honeymoon. Are you going to say no? I'm like, oh, no, I guess I can't.
Man. She knows how to argue, Mike. That's when you'll never win.
Nope. Never try either. Just save yourself the headache. So, that was after 2 weeks in Vietnam, by the way. In a resort.
Gotta have Auntie Anne's, man.
Yep.
Love those pretzels. Absolutely.
They are good.
I love the cinnamon one. The cinnamon one is the best. So sweet.
They're
really enjoying those.
I purposely stopped eating them because I had to pay so much money to get back to the country that I was like, no. As a principle, I'm not going to eat them. I'll buy them for the wife and that's it. They were nice though. I did try.
Yeah, great ones, but it's gone. You know, the pretzel's taken. Raging also takes the tier 1 bot in exchange. So Merienda's done, tower's gone, and Execration again narrowing that lead. Less than 1k here for Neon. You have to start wondering. There's a point when the power spike goes away, when the Viper starts to struggle a bit. It can scale into late, but it takes certain situations to make that happen. I think you have to be careful now. Execration, with this Aegis still up, with a BKB on, they might look to make a play soon, or, you know, they're fine with just farming. This doesn't hurt Execration at all.
No, it doesn't. They could just keep going with Palos. He's working towards his BKB now, and once the BKB's up, the Viper's suddenly not really a problem anymore. And a lot of your Page's damage also kind of dissipates with that BKB pickup. So Palos will play the split push game, as you do as an Arc Warden. Rest of his team going to smoke up and try to find a pick-off if they can. So they are going towards that bot lane, Neon Esports, where they'll see Palos with the Tempest Double. And Palos, he's probably going to get away with this Tempest Double. They're not going to be able to kill it in time. There is a lot of hesitation right now from Neon. Even with that Tempest Double, they did not initially just try to go for it. And they are worth a lot of gold. It's not worth letting it expire like that.
No, definitely not. It's super defensive of a play. And you can see that they're forced to fortify for the top lane, but Execration are in a good spot to force a fight out, or even just take that tower completely. And again, you don't have the treant on your side here for Neon. You don't have living armor to heal it up. There is a smoke though from Neon.
Hookshot, going to be good from Play Hard. He also has the Orchid up now. So BDZ going to sit there and think about what he's done as he does go down. Only thing is, however, you lost BDZ on the Tiny, but you got the tier 2 tower without any other punishment. So if you're Execration, you really don't mind that.
No. It's a bigger win getting that control off. So the top jungle is now fairly well controlled from Execration. They've got this really deep wards as well on the ramp and down below to keep track of the farming patterns here from Neon. It's going to be much more difficult for them to feel safe in their own jungle. And Execration, man, as this game goes on, their heroes just look better and better. Ken, he already has the Kai up, of course, so he's saving up for the Bloodstone, and they just smoke up.
Execration. Oh, they'd love to run into Yopaj, who has no idea it's coming, and the Avalanche toss and zip in. However, he got the BKB Requiem, but it does nothing. Still, they'll get the egg down on Raging, and Ken, he's going to lose the Aegis. Yopaj hitting very, very hard with those auto attacks. Ken, he's just going to be forced to zip out of there, as this fight is not favoring Execration. JG still trying to chase down BDZ. Does have the Mortimer's Kisses if he wants, but looks like he's not going to bother trying. Well, Neon, they still win out that team fight into the mid tower.
Yeah, it's very shaky, but it's a nice win, taking the Aegis off. They're very cautious for this push, though. They need to commit. This is against a treant you're pushing. You need to make use of that time while he's dead.
Palos starting to work towards that XctN now. Throw the Tempest double into that mid lane. Look at the Meteor Hammer out. JG gonna cop it. So Sunray damage is gonna be quite high, but play hard. Gonna hook shot back in and counter initiate. And that's gonna be Raging Potato dying. Now Skem going into the backlines, trying to get BDZ. They'll see Palos. They won't be able to really kill off either. But all they want is to open up that mid lane with that tier 1 tower going down. Yopaj, he's just going to focus on it. And RR is not going to be able to protect in time, but there's your magnetic field. Skem will punish Palos a little bit for that build out. They might even try to go after Palos as he is walking very, very slow. Forced to pop the BKB. Now Ken going to jump back in with the Vortex. That's going to be it. They don't want to go any further, especially considering Playhard does have hookshot in 5. Orchid is going to be out on Ken, forcing another BKB to be expended. That was his 9-second charge. And even for Palos, that was his 10-second charge being expended earlier on. So not really the way they want to use it.
No, definitely not. Execration, the defense is falling flat a bit. And this is what happens when you do lose that treant. Have to be a bit more cautious. They need to be a little bit more disciplined. They need to burst someone down first. I think Yopaj living true is becoming a massive factor. He has the Manta, he has the BKB, of course. So it's been more defensive. It's been about surviving on that SF. And, well, as long as Yopaj survives, the damage flies in. This is now the bigger power spike, but you can see Palos doing the right thing, getting split push up top. So that tier 3 of theirs actually getting a lot of cheap damage in.
Nice damage out from Palos. Play hard. Nice hook shot in onto the Phoenix. Raging. Gonna avoid the Conk's pushback. Does cop the Orchid, and Skem's gonna be there with some follow-up, but it's too late. That was a very confusing play. Like, why not go for the Cogs onto the Phoenix and then Orchid? Does he have a 4-star? No, he doesn't.
Just maybe...
He could Yules, but I'm pretty sure the Yules was on cooldown.
It's just, you know, stuff at the... It's at the moment kind of stuff. So it just kind of slips you. You just throw everything out, trying to secure something. It slides off, but...
Okay.
Neon, it's not too bad still. You miss out on an opportunity, but you're building up your lead here just a bit more. Tier 3 items are all farmed up as well. So you've got some extra durability coming in, extra utility. Right now, Execration. They've got this fresh Bloodstone, so they want Ken to start stacking up some more charges. They smoked up.
They have. Neon. Showing in that mid lane. Yopaj has to be a bit wary of that blink on RR. BDZ going to make it very obvious he's there, and they might try for a hook shot. Play hard. Bit of hesitation. Doesn't quite throw it out yet. He's going to hold on for the next one. Execration, they're going to hang around at the northwest of the map. All together. Neon, looks like they aren't going to try and make any plays towards them.
Yeah, it's a missed chance with the smokes. So both sides just kind of get to reset. The shove in for Neon does mean that they will need to de-shove the lane a bit more. And that might be an opportunity for Execration to catch some heroes out.
Oh no, the point blank hook shot not connecting. They do get the Orchid off, but Ken's gonna zip in with a Vortex now onto our clock. There'll be a swap from Januel, but BDZ with the toss back on Play Hard. The X down, they burst it. Yopaj with the BKB still trying to go forward. Onto Ken now, but Ken's gonna be able to zip away. A 1-for-1 on both supports. Or rather, not a support Phoenix, but a position 3 Phoenix. So Neon does get the better end of the trade. And that'll be it. Another very scattered kind of team fight.
Yeah, it's not quite what you're looking for either side. You are basically burning through your BKB charges here as well. So it's down to 7 for your Podge, down to 7 as well for Ken. Makes it, it opens up chances for you to abuse that low BKB down the line for both sides. So it's a double-edged sword going for these kinds of fights. I think Execration, though, I don't know if you're too unhappy because Palos now has the Scotty. So he's managed to just farm himself up to a really good point. Scotty, Mjolnir, BKB still at 9 seconds. It's what you want to see from the Arc Warden. But there's a late BKB here for Skem. So it's a fresh 10-second charge for a Viper. That does mean Skem's going to be able to stand up, just man fight down in these fights as it goes on. Still a really close game with a 3k lead for Neon. And it can go either way. And in fact, you look at Dota Plus, Mike, it's actually 50-50. So dead even once more for both sides.
It's been one of those games. Like the network's been consistently just very, very even. I don't blame Dota Plus for giving us the 50-50 here. I'm starting to think as well, as time goes on, Execration, their chances of winning this game should go up exponentially. I just don't see the SF being able to transition late as well as the Arc Warden and Storm. Mind you, Ken does have a lot of catching up to do on that Storm, but in terms of the Arc Warden, Palos is still going at it just fine. Working towards the Daedalus now, and once you do have that Daedalus up, you do tend to hit quite a bit harder. Neon, with this draft, still sitting back very, very conservatively.
Yeah, it's a lot more cautious than you and I would like to see. Again, it's just when you've got the Viper, when you've got the SF, you do expect faster plays. But going into this late game is a scary point. Like, we're at the 32-minute mark. You can see Skem, he's opting for the MKB, so there is some expectations of going slow here.
Hook shot, Play Hard. He's going to go in onto that Phoenix, but he's been orchided up. The Mortimer's Kisses are flying in, and there's going to be a swap out from Januel. Yopaj trying to Requiem, but Ken with the BKB still chasing that clockwork. Can't quite kill him off. Play Hard does finally die. Palos also getting Januel on the Venge. So it's going to be a 2-for-0 trade for Execration. And with that, they are going to try for the Roshan play perhaps.
And it's going to be a really easy one to take. You do not have the clock to hook in. Even the Venge swaps aren't going to be up, so it's harder for Neon to commit. No Requiem to get a fear off. It's really hard. They've got the team fights here for Execration as well.
Oh, Yule's up with the Meteor Hammer falling onto Yopaj, and there's BDZ with a nice toss-up. Yopaj, you need some help. He's trying to fight back with the BKB, but there's your egg committal. There is too many magnetic builds going on here, Yopaj. He can't win the team fight, and now Ken is going to zip straight in onto Skem, who will also BKB, but it probably won't save his life. They're TPing in to try and help him out, but is it going to work out? Ken, he's falling low, but he has the Bloodstone active. Meanwhile, BDZ going in, but does die to the Viper. Hookshot out, actually connecting onto the Storm. He does use the Bloodstone, but it may not be enough as they do take him out. Oh. And so Neon, they lose Yopaj, but the chase onto Skem just cost Execration 3 other heroes. Skem got a triple.
That is massive, and
They got the Tempest Snubble. It's not going to be the real Arc Warden, but they'll take the free gold for themselves. Play Hard with a plus 300. Going to feel very nice about that one.
Yeah, the big issue right now for Neon is, they win that fight, but without the SF, you can't right-click Roche. So you're in an awkward spot where you're staring down Execration. You want to make use of the space, you can't. They will have some time. Respawn is going to be faster, but then you have to see the respawn of Execration. It's not that long as well. They will have to commit though, because Execration's not going to give up on that Roche. They're going to keep fighting for it. They want that Aegis and Cheese to be out.
Well, Yopaj is back up now. He didn't quite run for the DD room because they don't have time to get there. Awkward smoke. Palos already knows. Scam's taking a fair bit of damage from the double, but they are going to go and clean it up. Back to the Roshan. Storm is coming back in 2 seconds. Meteor Hammer is going to delay things, and now they do have their Storm up. So Ken TPing in, but the Roshan is getting low, but BDZ has blinked in, but Yopaj, he does get the Aegis off them, but Ken is doing way too much damage with that zip. Still, Neon getting a 2 for 1. That'll be a 2 for 2 now, as Palos does get play hard. Looks like they might even get Yopaj on this SF, but he'll go for a run. Scam will hold them back, going after Palos, but now Ken back in with the Vortex. Might just kill off Scam, and does. And that is a big, big streak going to the Storm Spirit, and now even JG going down. And I would say that was not worth the Roshan.
No, definitely not. It's a very risky place for Neon to have fought in, and Execration do come out with a better punishment. They get to keep the Aegis, but they lost the gold. Even the cheese, Mike, went to Ken. So it's not a complete win for even that second life, because now the Storm, Ags rush done, Cheese up and running. Ken, he's got a lot of control, a lot of HP they're going to have to burn through on the Storm.
Where he got a monster kill streak off Scam, which gave him almost 1,000 gold. It really allowed him to buy out that Aghanim Scepter. And yeah, mini black hole is upon us from Ken. Very hard to fight into for Neon, especially if they don't get those BKBs off in time. Now Execration with a 7k net worth lead should have much better odds of winning. And it has been going up and down, but they are sitting at roughly 57% now. So things are looking up.
Yeah, it definitely is. I'd give it a little bit more. You do have some items up for Neon that helps them really play around. Yopaj does have the Satanic. He's going for the right-click SF build. So it's going to be the Hurricane Pike into Daedalus next. And once you have that, you can really dish out the damage. You would love your level 25 talent here, but it feels like it's not going to be up fast enough, as the game is going a bit faster against them than they'd like. The progress on Scam,
Play hard.
that MKB,
Got a hook shot off. Does catch out RR. Gonna be a nice simple kill and Raging. He showed himself to Yopaj. He's going to be able to walk away.
yeah. Clean, simple pickup there. Still, you're still playing from a fairly bit behind of a point, and you can see that split push play come into action. Palos just sends the Tempest double, has all the right click, can machine gun down towers, and that tier 3 top just slowly gonna melt.
JG, gotta be careful. Does have the Ghost Scepter for these moments. Palos will force the glyph out from Neon. They do have the MKB up now on Scam, so Magnetic Field not going to be as big of a problem for this Viper. Even another MKB is set to come out on Yopaj, but he has got quite a bit of farming to do before he has it up. They do desperately need these because they just don't have a way to deal with Palos yet. It's getting a little bit too difficult here without those MKBs. Play hard, however, looking for a hook shot. Those Palos is up there. Tempest double, going to be thrown out. Play hard will be forced to hook the double so he does not die. Yopaj will be forced to rush it to make sure. However, Ken zipping in, does kill off Play hard. Now Yopaj is very low, but still has the Aegis. He's just going to need some help coming in. They'll swap Yopaj out, he just BKB'd. Bit of miscommunication there. He even popped the Satanic active, but gets the Requiem and RR. Is going to drop. A lot of miscommunication from both these two teams. BDZ back in, trying to get Januel, but it does not, and now the hook shot, not going to land either. They'll throw the Mortimer's Kisses in. BDZ is going to die to it. Now back to Palos, that's a Tempest double, and they'll be able to get it.
Oh man, it's very messy from both sides, really scrappy, but Neon's up on top. They drag that lead down a bit. You can see Scam with the MKB. They're gonna try to rip through, but man, you'd wish it works through buildings when they have evasion up. Why does it not? Really? Like, it's just it's so hard to do that. They have to just close the gap.
Oh, play hard. What a hook shot in. Onto Raging Potato. It's not going to mean much unless Skemp can get the damage out, but they do force out the egg. Yopaj, he'll lose the A just because of this, and now BDZ will buy back. BDZ tossed back into Raging. Yopaj is copying a lot of damage. He can't get the Satanic off. It was on cooldown. Uh-oh. And now Execration looking for the cleanup. Ken gonna zip onto JG. They'll lose Raging Potato. Scam, he'll pop his BKB up against Ken. There's your hook shot in from Play Hard, but it's not gonna help out. A nice Conk's pushback, however, but Scam is gonna die, and Palos, he's godlike now. He's gonna double, and the chase will continue as Ken wants Play Hard on the clockwork, and he is gonna be able to get him. Oh, Play Hard. Just because you have the angle doesn't mean you go for the hook shot.
Yeah, that was baiting his team in. So a massive loss in the high ground. Execration gonna be happy with that. Like, they've got this opportunity to melt some tier trees. Paulus is up. He's on the top lane. That tier tree is not gonna last for too long. Even the racks are gonna be under severe threat. You do have buybacks on 2 of your heroes here of Neon. In fact, 3, but you really don't want to have to, but they do, right? You have got to pick them up. It's just currently Scam, though. It's not going to be enough.
Yeah, things looking pretty bad here for Neon. They'll buy on JG, but that Rax is gone. No chance in hell of defending it up against that Arc Warden. Into the mid lane. They're not done. There's no need to be done.
No. They want to force more buybacks, but it doesn't look like they're going to fall for that bait, so the respawns are up, and they forced to go back.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine, though. You got your first racks. Though the plus is sitting at 91% now, so Execration well and truly in the driver's seat. They've just got to make sure they have their seatbelts on, John. Should be fine. Palos is going to take the bot tier 2 out, just pretty much just with the Tempest double. They can't defend it. He'll lose the double, but who cares?
It's an awkward situation now for Neon. You know, we're at the 42-minute mark, 20k deficit up against Execration. And this is the point where you look at this lineup and you're like, can they bounce back, right? You were talking about this earlier on, but that power spike that this lineup has is super early. We're way past that mark. I think there might be some hope when you hit these level 25 talents. Maybe if you get this MKB in your Yopaj, you're in a better spot, but the gap is way too big. Like, Yopaj has to do a lot of work up front, get the damage off consistently. He can't afford to be focused down. I think that's where Neon falls flat a ton. Yopaj is forced to close the gap. He's the one focused first instead of Schem. It's the Viper's job to get hit, not the SF. So they've got to fix that playstyle they've got right now. They've got to be more open to sacrificing Schem so that Yopaj can get hits off. Just because the SF is a bit better at this point in the game than the Viper is.
$19K is the net worth lead. Oh man, he's got the did you see this? The Timeless Relics on Ken.
Oh boy.
Yeah, with the Vortex, 25% extra duration is good. It's not going to mean too much, but it's going to make it up to, I believe, 3.75 if my math is correct. So plus the, did you go for level? Yeah, he went for the extra Vortex. So yeah, 3.75 seconds, which is basically a black hole. It's 0.25 seconds off. So that's going to be pretty nice for Ken. Yeah.
Oh, it's a massive amount. Even the damage output is shot up now. Although
caught Raging. Can't Icarus dive. They'll commit everything. Ken gonna zip in with the Vortex, but cannot save him in time. Does get himself out, however. He'll be alright.
Yeah, it's a bit of a risk, but Neon, it's not the biggest kill for them to take. Having no Phoenix means no egg to worry about. He does have buyback. I don't see Neon really maximizing that pick-off just yet. They don't have any opportunities to go out and to kind of force a kill, but they can keep trying.
Neon. I mean, the thing is, even as bad as this game looks, it's not over at all, eh? It's just... It's actually much closer than it looks. It's gonna mean one team fight that could swing the whole game. And a lot of pressure here on Palos. If he loses the real Arc Warden without buyback, game could potentially just be over. Scam.
Yeah.
Will take care of the Tempest double down bot. Does expire.
Oh boy.
Oh, here we go.
Palos. Yep.
Yep, he's got
There
the
you go.
Ags. Ags blessing is there for Palos, and he gets an Arcane Rune. That's very nice.
Yep. It's
Who
a
wants
wonderful
it? Somebody
time.
take it. They're taking it for the
It
storm.
should be Ken. Yeah,
Yeah.
it should be Ken. So, I mean, Rune on demand. You've got a
Goodness.
storm.
It's so stupid.
Oh,
What a silly Aghanim Scepter to give to a hero like Arc Ward.
yeah.
There's a reason why it's 1 power rune per 2 minutes, and that's because power runes are broken. It's
Yep.
doesn't feel very fair.
Oh, what do you mean, Mike? It's in the game. It's patched in. It's been there forever. It hasn't been changed. I think it's fair. It's balanced. I mean, this entire hero, you know it, Mike. It's a perfectly balanced hero. I don't know what you're rambling about.
Zip in, gonna be an SF Illusion. Ken will get a Haste Rune as well as the Arcane Rune active now. Palos gets him another Arcane Rune. Well, that's very nice. Oh, well, Ken, you've
boy.
got to pop the bottle now and get that Arcane. Haste, Arcane active. Basically permanent Arcane Runes for Ken. And Roshan time for Execration.
Oh, this is going to be a really important one for Neon to fight into. They can't allow this Roche to go. That is Aegis Cheese plus another Ag's Blessing. Makes it harder for Neon if they don't have this tool up in their side. So you have to keep eyes, but it melts so fast it just even Palos' double.
Yapaj is going to try and go in and... Oh, he
no.
Requiem'd. He thought they were all in there. They did not wait for the Rocket Flare. Again, miscommunication, I think, here from Neon. Play hard, he'll go for a hook shot onto BDZ, but he has a Ghost Scepter. More like an Ethereal Blade. Tossing Scam back in, now Ken zipping in, does get play hard on the clock. They'll turn around onto Scam with that BKB, but Palos is losing a bit too much HP here. He has to be careful, he will go down, Palos!
Oh god.
He's gonna buy back. He maybe or underestimated the MKBs that were up. Ken, however, getting Januel, he'll buy back. RR trying to go for a run on the Treant. Will be alright for now. Palos back in onto JG. He'll cookie away, but there's your Vortex, and now a hook shot. Play hard. He's got the Storm. That's the one you want.
Oh man, this is not good for Execration. They're already buying back on Palos, means that in the next 7 minutes, if he dies, that's going to be a big win for Neon. Still, they can't really fully maximize it because of the top wave shoving in, so you really have to have one person watching that wave. They could try for the Roche, but they're more interested in forcing even more fights out.
Oh, hook shot again, play hard. He's got Raging Potato, but the Ethereal Blade's going to save still Ken. He's bought back. There goes Raging Potato. He does not have buyback, but Ken, he zipped in with the Hex and the Vortex now. But he's going to be cautious. If he dies, this game could be over. And it could give Neon the comeback. They really cannot afford to die back.
No, they definitely can't. And that lead, Mike, down to 10k for Execration, 30 to 33. There's a smoke out here from Neon. They smell blood in the water. They want more.
Oh, they've got a chance at a comeback right now, that's for sure. Palos, he's still spawning runes up. Swap. They got RR. Okay. Treant with no buyback. Divine up on your Page, he's had enough. He's going all in.
Ooh, that's a double-edged sword. If he falls...
He's got no choice right now, John. They're too far behind. He's got to give it a shot. Gives True Strike as well, don't forget.
Mm-hmm. Should fix up their issues they're facing, and Roche, they're gonna have it at least. Does melt fast. There is a play Ken could do, but he's so far away.
he's gonna leave it at that. I think Ken probably won't try for that, knowing that he doesn't have the dieback, or rather the buyback available. And so now, Aegis up on your Page, which will mean he'll have 2 lives with the Divine. The Aghanim's Blessing's there on Skem. He hasn't used it yet, but he does have it. Who took the cheese? Skem's got it as well. Okay. But
Pretty secure spot.
the Ags, Skem dropped it in the fountain. Who are they giving it to? Is this a Clockwork Ags they're going for, or maybe JG?
I think it's the spit, yeah.
Oh,
No.
the Gobble Up.
Yeah, it should be, it should be. He switched out the Ags build-up.
No,
Does...
play hard.
Oh, okay. Alright, switching it out, but Overclock, I guess you're gonna have more spells out. And Playhard has been setting up, right? Like, it's his hooks, it's his cogs, give them those opportunities, so gonna have a lot of effectiveness now with that Overclock up. We'll see how he makes use of it. Neon, the respawns have come back in. If they take their time, the buybacks will refresh. You don't want that to be happening, but they're playing it safe as well. They know it's on the edge. They don't want to really just randomly bleed out into Yapaj. Just casually dropping his Divine every now and again. Don't want to do that. If someone sneaky comes in and you drop your Divine, I don't know about that, Mike.
Be careful. Pushes out the mid wave. Then their worth lead down to 4k. Dota Plus is almost at 50%. What is
boy.
this graph? It really is just... Oh. Bot
It's a
lane,
hard
who have they
graph.
got there? It's Tempest Stubborn. But
Oh.
Ken gonna zip in. That's a great Vortex. And a lot of damage out from Ken. But nobody will be there to follow up.
You can see just how bad it is for Skem, though. Like, he stands in front, a couple of hits from just the double, and he's down to less than half. He swaps in the cheese just to be safe. So it's still a hard set of fights here for Neon, even with this advantage of the Aegis. They need to make something happen, though. Time is ticking. Buybacks will refresh. You don't want that to happen here, but they just slowly lose their towers.
Ara felt the wind on the behind there as the hookshot was flying in. Been a very painful experience for Ara, but not going to have that happen to him this time around. So, what's the game plan now? Execration, they must be feeling a little bit silly after that last big engagement they had. They're back on the defense. Neon, they've got a Divine Rapier. They're not going to play too risky. We're at 52 minutes again. So we could see another game with tier 5 items, John. Could be coming up any time now.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to stall like that for Neon. Again, it's still very dicey as the game goes late, despite them finding those openings. I think you will just want to take as much towers as you want in downtime. Try to lock in the map. Force only pilots to be the one farming up because of the Arc Warden. Let him become a gold sink. That's the ideal situation here for Neon if they do want to just play it really safe.
Scam, mid lane by himself. Be alright. Attacking very, very quick on that Viper. Ken up to it. Going for the Bloodthorn pickup on that Storm. Does have the Scythe device. Now, you want to go back and defend. Does pick up the Bloodthorn. Leaves himself no buyback goal. It is on cooldown for 2.5 minutes, but this could be a long high ground siege. Especially with that magnetic field of the Arc Warden. Raging, gonna go for a Meteor Hammer onto your Page, but he'll be force-staffed out. Cooking back in onto the Tempest Double. They'll be able to take it out, but Neon looks like they aren't gonna be able to commit all the way. Execration do have very good high ground defense. So Neon, even with the Aegis, they just can't risk it.
No.
Gonna have to go push out some more waves.
Yeah, it's difficult, and I think we're gonna be stuck at this sort of impasse until we see a pickoff. So I don't think Neon's gonna have access to the high ground. It's just, I mean, you see what the bubble does against these ranged heroes. The magnetic field is just way too much to dig through. Aegis does expire. That is just time to go back, reset. BDZ, for his part, though, has the Dagon tree with his E-Blade. So there's some burst potential here from Execration with the Tiny. If they do reach into the back, the supports are not going to live through a lot of that damage. That is one way for Execration to force a numbers advantage if they find a hero outside. It's just been super cautious now from both sides, as neither one wants to lose, Mike, but in order to win, you have to take risks, and if you take risks, you might lose.
True. It's a paradox, John.
Yep.
Somewhat. Ken. I mean, at this stage, it does feel like they are going to wait for those tier 5 items. They're only 5 minutes away. Only thing for Neon is they've lost the Aegis. When those tier 5 items do come up, you're also going to have Roshan probably coming up around the same time, maybe just a bit earlier. And that's going to be even more important than the tier 5 items. So there's a lot to play for in bot lane. It's just going to be another Temper Stubble being taken out by Skem. He's just casually holding on to 7k himself on the Viper. Yopaj just about 7k as well. Okay.
Yeah.
More Divines perhaps coming up soon.
If they feel the need to. At this point, I don't think it's damage. I think it's just lasting through, somehow finding a way of piercing through the magnetic field on buildings. The heroes themselves aren't a challenge. So the lead down to less than 1k now, Mike. Around 1k actually from Execration. The buybacks do refresh. So everyone but Ken has a buyback again. That window for Neon has faded away. Gonna have to just wait now.
JG? That's a bit of a risky play out from JG. That Palos Temper Stubble gonna follow him down, but looks like Skem will be forced to TP back and make sure that his Snapfire does survive. Ken, desperate to get some that buyback gold back up. He's lacking 1.8k right now. It's going to be a big problem for him. Meanwhile, JG does have the Ags available now on the Snapfire, working towards a Scythe of Vice up next. Of course, he's on defense duty here, but he has to be wary that BDZ is right behind him in the tree line waiting. And with BDZ and the Temper Stubble, they can definitely burst down JG. He's going to quickly back in there with Skem. But the mid lane, they've started a team fight. Raging has been used up. Yopaj, Requiem not going to be there in time. He needs to be swapped out. But Ken going to chase him up with the Vortex, and he does get him. Divine is going to Ken. Oh, they've blundered. Play hard also going down. They've got money for another. So money's not an issue here. But they're going to need to also buy back, I believe.
Yep, there's no two ways about it. It's either they get forced into the high ground or the Roche just falls right here, right now. So either one's pretty bad for Neon. They're going to need to find a way to get this to work. They're down so much DPS. That lead is just gone. Down 22k back the way of Execration. Those towers are going to melt, and once Ken zips in, he'll be lucky to survive the damage flying out here.
Refresher Orb now up. Raging. Gonna drop the boots. Doesn't feel like he needs them anymore. He does fly after all. Ken, with that Divine, gonna be hitting hard, but just has to make sure he doesn't drop it. Scam, gonna get Icarus dived on, and Meteor Hammer is not gonna be there in time. Hook shot, out to play hard. He got the Ruach Quadrant. He does refresh. Now with the next hook shot. Ken will jump in. Now the gobble up though. With the Mortimer's Kisses, Palos. He's getting low. He will go down. And now Yopaj buying back. They want to find the storm, but Ken has TP'd out. And BDZ gonna avalanche to protect up that egg, but it may not be enough. No, it will. They'll buy more time. Swap in onto BDZ. They want to try and at least get another. BDZ gonna force staff away. The Ethereal Blade, Yopaj with the Requiem, he's gonna get it off. It was unnecessary in the end, but he does get it off in time.
Yeah, that's a pretty big defense coming out for Neon. They don't have buybacks under 2 supports. You can see Yopaj, he's queued up a second Divine, so they know they need the damage to fly in here. I believe Skem has the money to just straight up buy his own Divine as well, but it looks like they're playing it safe, not wanting the 2 Divines.
Alright, Ken's gonna zip in, and with that damage, it's not gonna be hard to take down Yopaj. That's a dieback. Raging. Well, this game looks to be over, John. Raging's in trouble. Skem, can he fight back here? Ken is not actually going back in, surprisingly enough. He's waiting for that Vortex first, and now he'll go back in, but the BKB is out from Skem. There will be two going down. And surprisingly enough, Ken is the only man left. So even with the dieback on the SF, they can't make the push happen. If they realize this Execration, they should all buy back and make the push right now. They have a minute and a half without the SF. But they are not. They're going to hold out. Okay, no, never mind. They realize. They're going in. They've just got to get to the base in time unless there's a Roshan, but there isn't.
Yeah, I mean, you had... Skem was trying to solo it. He does have his level 3, so he does hit a lot harder and a lot more consistently now. Don't want to give that away. They do find tier 5 items here, but Pirate's Hat's not going to do too much at this point for Neon.
Apex?
Apex is going to be nice, so...
Yeah.
Skem is going to machine gun. Look at that.
Very nice.
Yeah, I love how awkward his attack animation is. It's so weak.
I think it's better off on Yopaj though, right? Like you just... Oh, Fallen Sky is nice as well.
Big ones. Honestly, I think you'd want
Do they?
Dig in here as well.
I'm sorry, they don't? They're going for the Roshan play here, Execration. I don't believe they realized how long Yopaj was gone for. Unless they're not confident in taking on Skem and the rest. Yopaj was a pretty big source of their damage. And so now they've put their buybacks on cooldown. And if they lose the next team fight, I can almost guarantee Neon is not going to make the same mistake.
No. They've got this Divine now in Skem as well. So, you know, Apex plus Divine, Mike. It's a Machine Gun Viper, level 30 as well. There's some nice items here. Yep. Book of the Dead allows them to push a lot harder, safely, except you also run the risk of feeding gold out. Something you have to be cautious about here if you are a creature.
Seastone does feel like such a sad tier 5 item.
It is.
Like cast range and some vision. And here's 10 mana regen for your trouble as well. Like the 10 mana regen makes it any better. Yeah, 60 minutes into the game. So
yeah, not pleasant. But look at that swap range in John Well though. It's pretty nice. You got
Ballista. That's alright. Ballista on the Arc Warden is feeling like it could be impossible to get through.
Oh yeah.
He is holding the Book of the Dead right now because he can double up on it. So he can have 4 sets of the Necromonicon creeps.
That is so silly. This is how they're gonna push now. They're just gonna force Megas safely. It is. That's a joke.
It is, John. 4 of them, and don't forget, this book got nerfed. It used to be 3 each time. So had that nerf not came in, he would have had 6. 6 pairs. I still think the Ballista might be the way to go, though. And he does take it. Yeah, he gets rid of the book.
Yeah, the machine gun coming out. Gonna be tricky to gap close now. Neon. High ground time. No buybacks, because, well, now actually they do still have a buyback in Skem. It's been that long. They lack 1 neutral item, though. Would have been nice to get the time to find that last neutral, tier 5. But they just don't have the chance. They're being shoved in.
Well, you never know what it could have been as well. Could have been real game-changing. Yopaj with that Divine in his bag, he just hasn't unlocked the Relic yet. He's just waiting out. So you do have 2 Divine Rapiers on the side of Neon right now. Yopaj yet to really put his together. Just waiting for that right time. $24K net worth lead, but I don't know how much that's going to matter at this stage of the game. Dota Plus is... It's not a pretty sight, I'll tell you that.
Nope. I mean, such an up and down between both teams. Neon, I really think that they should just find that last tier 5. Just go into a camp, maybe Sam play hard. Because he's a clock, you could just kind of risk it. And get that last item up, because you never know. Still, Oh,
Jules, Media Hammer. Yapage is going to get caught by that stun and play hard. Going to miss the hook shot, which is probably a good thing it did, because I don't think his team was ready to try and follow up.
yeah, it's a risky one. They're just stuck in the high ground. Execration's just stuck low. This is one thing with Divines as well, right? Like, you feel like it's so risky. So Ken is being much more cautious. There's that Divine done, assembled on Yapage, but now that means they're definitely not leaving the high ground. Oh.
Hard hook shot, again gonna connect on a creep. They're still gonna go in, however. Ken does take down Januel. Hook shot onto Raging with the Mortimer's Kisses, but that egg is going all the way. Yapage, however, does kill off Palos. A 2-for-1, but you got the Arc Warden. And that's gonna stop the push. Nice gobble up out. Does connect on 2, but there's gonna be no follow-up to it. Execration, are they gonna try to push, or are they gonna try and back off? EDZ, oh, nice toss back, he got Scam. That's a big one. Palos, he'll buy back immediately. Scam out of position, does pop his BKB and 4-star. Back in now. Ken in the middle of all this, trying to fight back. Ken, he's gonna fall. That'll be the Aegis. JG, gotta find his own way out on the Snapfire, but cannot. He will die, but he will buy back immediately. So does Januel. Back onto the Snapfire. He does go down. Yapage, BKB'd up. Requiem is there. Ken. Oh, Ken got hit. He's lost the Divine. The Divine on the deck. Yapage now with a double kill, going for a triple. BDZ gonna try and run. Play hard, gets the hook shot off. They win the team fight. What is happening?
Oh my god. Oh god. Look at Yapage, man. He got it back.
Over 1,000 right-click damage, John.
It's got level 30 as well. So you know what? This is perfect. He's got his -4 presence aura armor, and it affects buildings. We can finally see some progress for Neon on the high ground. Execration. What have they done, Mike? They dive a bit too deep, and oh boy.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. The graph hasn't updated yet. I think Dota Plus is giving up. It's flatlined somewhere along the line here. Let's see if they can defend. Yapage has 1,000 damage per right click, so he's not exactly lacking damage right now. They repair kit, like that's going to help. It shouldn't. The Palos is going to be annoying with that Tempest double.
That knockback, though. It's knocking him out of range. He can't.
Oh, Yapage. He can't get close enough. They still have a tier 5 item, Neon, by the way. I don't think they realize this. They still have one slot left.
Oh, they've got to farm it. Come on, we're at 67 minutes in. You need that last item here. Maybe you get your own ballista as well. You never know.
Hook shot, play hard. Oh, they'll get the Tempest double. Scam comes in now. Back onto that tier 3 tower. Magnetic field's going to wear off, and they can finally get through it. If I was them, I would probably go for tier 4s and just try to force the buyback right now. But Yapage, he's going to go for the Mega Creeps instead. Up to the top racks. Look how fast those racks go down. They do get the Super Creeps, and that's it. They're going to back off again.
Sweet Jesus. Oh, there it is. Oh,
oh, that's a big one. Ex Machina. It's going to feel very, very nice.
Yep. Double BKBs, double Satanics potentially. Even a double 4-staff on, say, Scam is going to be nice. And man, it's been so long. He's just going to synthesize himself
John,
Ags as well.
Even Lupet's broken now. The odds are equal. Dota Plus is gone. Lupet's gone. I guess we're going to have to rely on our own knowledge. I can't even speak anymore, John. What is happening? Another Divine on Ken now.
Oh boy. Yeah.
He's gonna buy one.
Play.
Yeah.
You have no choice. You're forced to have it. This pirate hat is such a trolly tier 5, right? Like the gold is nice, but 150 attack speed. I think you'd rather like anything else at this point for Execration, because gold doesn't matter. They don't need it. They've got 10k in the bank. You don't want gold. You want utility. You want something to refresh, but man, it's down to Palos juggling those Book of the Dead Tempest doubles now. He just needs to get those creeps shoved in it.
Oh, goodness me.
It's just feeding money now, though. Like, Scam doesn't care. He gets more gold. So, it's not doing as much as you'd expect here.
Scam's literally got 11k. Your Page has got 7.7. Well, I'll just bring up the current gold. There we go. There's the graph of current gold. That's not net worth. That's gold in their bank account right now. If you want to see net worth, we are sitting at 53k for Scam, 50k for Palos, 48 for your Page.
What? I
Not
don't
that it
think
matters.
I've ever seen that.
None of it matters anymore, John. Palos going to go for the rat play with the tier 3 bot tower. Not going to be able to get away with it. A refresher orb now up on our Storm. So we're getting to that point where we start getting 9 slotted. It's about that time.
Huh.
And,
you know what? I don't think anyone's using that Ex Machina right now.
No, they're not.
They smoke up, though.
I guess there's just too many, like, your Page needs the spider legs. He's just moving too slow without them. And he's holding 2 Divine Rapiers right now, so he can't really afford to die. Raging, hook shot, perfect, and that should be a very easy kill. And it will be. He has buyback.
Yeah. Not a big loss, but that is opening up the Roche. It's just about 2 seconds off, so we're going to see another scuffle over Aegis and Cheese, plus refresh and Ags. Are we going to reach the point where everyone's going to have an Ags upgrade in one team? I think we might.
We may as well. I mean, we're 70 minutes into the game. Just... JG gonna scout out the Roche. Yo, Page, let's see how fast he takes this. Oh, it's not that fast. Roshan's got 14k HP right now. He's hitting for almost 600 damage, the Roshan. Jesus.
God, it's that late. So, the couriers are scouting, but they're not quite making the move. Ken could try for a zip. Oh no, it looks like they want the courier to steal some stuff. Look at that.
They can't pick it all up. There's no slots. Page, everything's on the deck. He takes the Aegis, and now Januel's like, oh, I guess I'll get the Ags. I guess. I'll try to fit it in somewhere. Cheese and Refresher Orb just on the deck. Januel, he'll drop the smoke, pop it, take the Refresher Orb. A Refresher Shard, excuse me, and then we go back to it. Life of a POS 5. He just has to take everything.
What is this? 40 to 43. 1k advantage for Neon now. 72 minutes. You know, Mike, this might be, on record, our longest as a duo. I think if we hit 90... No, if we hit 95, I think it's the longest for us as a duo.
I swear we had like an hour 40 game once.
Oh yeah, no, you know what? You're right. I think we did hit like 100. Yeah. We'll see, you know, it's an Arc Warden. You saw the Ballista. It just made it so hard to even close the gap.
Yeah, it's the logic of Ice Frog, right? He does all these things to delay the game finishing early. And it's like, but you went Arc Warden, you went too far. You don't need a Arc Warden as well as all the towers and things like that. It's just too much.
Man, you know, it's at that point as well where I just don't know what to say. Because all the items are up, you know, the talents are up. What is there?
Well,
what's left?
Well, the important stuff, John. What's for dinner? What are you having for merienda?
Man, you know, I don't have anything. So I think I've got some leftover aglio olio.
What's that?
That's it. Yeah, just, you know, garlic pasta with olive oil. Simple stuff. If I ever get to eat dinner at this rate. Oh! You're posh.
Your pronunciation is always, as usual, perfect, John. Thank you for that. What was the pasta called, sorry?
Aglio olio? I don't know. Isn't it a silent G? I don't know. I don't speak Italian.
I have no idea what you're saying. I have absolutely
Aglio olio. Aglio olio.
Look,
you know,
just stop, John. That's enough. Thank you.
No, man. Mike, chat's probably going to tear into you. It's just garlic pasta, dude. It's garlic pasta.
What are they going to tear into me for? What did I do?
I don't know. They're going to tear into us because it's 74 minutes. It's not our fault that they drafted Arc Warden for... This is game 1!
Yep.
By the way. Game 1.
There's
Ooh.
the people betting must be having a very, very hard time in this match. So, you want people to win, but it's, you can't always win. Someone's going to have to lose here. And this is one of those games where, as fun as it can be to watch, when you've got something riding on it, you can get a real heart attack watching this kind of game.
Oh, you will. Every single play is starting to count. I guess level 30 timers are the next thing to watch out for. So JG's closer-ish. Level 29, a bit ways off, but it would be nice. Like, you would have a pseudo core if you do get level 30, because he gets the Shredder uses your attack damage, so he could retool himself for right click. He's queuing up a Divine, by the way, in JG.
Hey, that's actually legit though. We saw that in... Oh. Ken. Gonna zip out. JG. Not gonna be able to get him in time. But we did see that. I think it was in the Oceanic League. We saw a Pos 3 Divine Rapier Snapfire that actually does hit like a truck with that little shredder.
Oh yeah. It's I want to see it.
That multi-shot. It's coming.
Oh, man, it's gonna be so painful once you get quacked by that. Of course, Palos has his level 30, so lifesteal, spark rate cooldown, HP, attack speed, all in play. You know what I'm surprised by? RR does not have an ag. So we're not seeing the Treant split push forever deep push lanes with the little, what do you even call them? Nature's those little things from Warcraft 3 hanging around and pushing out waves. You don't have that. I wish RR did. Just so this game would literally never end. Because you can't push if you.
You mean the nature's eyes?
Yeah, the
I don't know. Eyes of the Forest or something.
No. Yeah, Eyes of the Forest. There you go. That thing. Yeah. He needs it. Just get. You know what? I want Neon to take the next Roche, but give the Ags to RR. Make it fair. You know.
Yeah, I mean, whatever it takes to finish this game, John. It's a long one.
There's that Aegis.
Okay.
Yep.
If you're Skim right now, do you not want like a Daedalus instead of that Skadi? Like, you've got two Divine Rapiers. It feels like Daedalus is pretty valuable this game.
Yeah.
I mean, you're
go all in on the damage. Yeah, I'd say go all in on the damage. The Skadi stops healing, but I really don't know if that's a factor at this point when they just die fast. So maybe he likes the stats just to give himself some leeway. He's queuing up his Ags now with a Blessing straight up. So you're also going to have the upgraded Requiem then. And the increased stacks are nice. Wow, been so long. You've got the Octarine on a BDZ. So Toss Shenanigans going to be shorter cooldown on the refresh. Can regen true. And yeah, this is it. This is peak Dota. This is it. It's what you dream of, Mike.
Oh. Come on, boys. We can get something done here. Like, everyone's hitting creeps if it matters anymore. It's like, I've seen Skem, Yopaj, and of course Ken and Palos just hitting creeps for the past 30 minutes. Like, there's no slots left, guys. You've got to do something. You can't just keep hitting creeps. This is not an RPG.
They're just grinding, dude. For the last boss, they actually did they force feed JG a Moonshard at some point? I feel like they did. Yeah,
they may as well. He's gonna see. That's the one hero that you want 30 on right now. You get JG that 30. He gets the multi-shot. He gets the Shredder uses your attack. He buys the Divine Rapier, and suddenly you're just gunning people down. It's gonna be a hell of a lot of fun to watch. But they should just let JG hit the creeps and get 30. It's like, why the cores at 30 with max? Like, they've got 15k in their account. Why are you hitting creeps?
Because they're pos 1, like. Because they're the queries, dude. I don't know what you mean. Look at that army.
JG has to desperately TP in to take it before your punch comes along.
And they ping him out too. It's like, stop it, dude. Give JG DXP. Come on.
Uh-oh, your punch. You might have gone too far. He's going to get hexed up. Ken going to zip in. BDZ with the avalanche toss, but they swap him out in time. He's going to know he does go down. 2 divines on the deck. JG, you've got to pick them up faster. He does use the Mortimer's Kiss. Yopaj will buy back and try to pick them up himself, and he does. Back into the team fight. They'll focus down the egg. That's going to be 3 going down. Now BDZ's gone as well. And Palos will be okay to TP away. You do have 3 buybacks. So they can buy back and defend. And there's your divine on your snap. JG, he is very close to that 30 mark now, John. He's prepared for what's about to happen.
Oh, there it is. It's up, Mike.
All right.
He's the carry now.
This is when your grandmother cooks your food and you don't eat it. This is what happens to you, John. You say, "Grandma, I'm full. I can't eat anymore. The kids are making fun of me at school. I'm overweight," and she takes it out. She takes out the guns. Suddenly, you've just got to keep eating.
Sounds like something you've experienced, Mike.
I don't want to talk about it, John. Into the bot lane. Neon, come on now. They've forced the buybacks out. They've had enough. 80 minutes in. Off we go again. There's more creeps to hit, boys.
No. That's not it. They're going to wait for buybacks to refresh. So we're going to wait 7 minutes here, Mike, until all the buybacks refresh, and then we're going to look for something. So for now, it's an RPG. And we're back to farming, grinding for that last raid boss, and just take our time. You know, chillax, pop some music on. Hey, you're in the team house, you're telling your help to bring some food over. You're just chilling, you know. You're with your boys. You're hanging out.
Yep.
Getting that level 30 up. That's it.
Who doesn't have 30? We've got Januel. We'll have a look at the hero levels. So basically, all the supports and Raging Potato doesn't have 30. That's what we're waiting on.
Yeah. The biggest one is really RR. He's so far behind, but he needs the Ags more than that. Although there's a smoke here. Execration might be getting angsty. Might want to force something.
More runes to be spawned up by Palos. Another Divine Rapier now onto Ken. How many Divines is that? How many have we got now?
1 on Scam. There's 1 on JG. 2 on Yopaj. I believe Ken should have dropped one a while ago. Yeah, it's 4 so far. 5th on Ken. And that's all true. 5 divine. 4, 5. Yeah. Sounds nice.
It does.
You know, man, this is the dream arc boarding game. This is it. Can someone please give some gold to RR for the love of God? Please, just get the Ags up. I'm done. I want to see the wave shoved in forever. I want a I want a some 0 game. They keep smoking. What are they doing? Chain smoke is not good for your lungs.
Dota Plus got revived. Back the way of Neon Esports now. Back to the buyback status. Counter smoke out from Neon. Roshan is up. They're going to try and take it out. Again, you don't really have the slots for all these items from Roshan. But they've got to play around. Unless they sneak to the Ancient. They're drawing a line out, John Neon. Oh, they're doing something cheeky? No. They're going to go back for the Roshan, go for the fight. There's no buybacks on Execration, but they missed the first hook, going for the second. They've got Palos, and they take him out. He'll have to buy back immediately. Meanwhile, Ken taking out the Snapfire. So JG won't have the little shredder to abuse. They use the egg from Raging, but he is going to be surrounded and taken out. Still JG with the mini black hole back in there. He almost takes down one, but Yopaj is going to survive. There's your little shredder out from JG. Back onto RR now. That's 2 heroes down with no buyback. And Neon have to be able to finish this one.
Oh yeah. They've got this Divine on even John Uel now.
That was
Our bench is also a pseudo core.
That was a 10k gold swing, John.
Oh man, Palos. He's got a lot of work on his shoulders here.
Yeah,
He's got to defend like a madman.
This damn magnetic field, it just makes no sense. Now the cliff.
No, they're not gonna stall this.
Well, you
Surely not.
can't. Look at the damage they have. They can't.
See you later, nerds.
Just hit the
Oh.
Ancient. It's gonna die in a second. They'll jump in
No.
with the Storm. Yopaj
No.
is down with the Divine Rapiers. Oh, they're still going after that Ancient though. It's less than half HP. JG jumping in on the Snapfire, getting it done. There you go. Granny knows how to finish it off. In Execration, they'll lose game 1. What a game it was, 84 minutes in. And after that 84-minute game, John, let's have a look at the stats after the game.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
Everyone's stat padded, by the way. I just don't think this is impressive at all. Skem's got over 1,000 last hits. Yopaj has 954. Palos surprisingly only 926 in the Arc Warden. Have a look at some damage
Not it.
scores. Who's got the highest damage here? Hero damage, 144,000 from Palos. Closely followed by Skem at 134. Impressive.
Oof. Yeah, it's up there. But the most impressive stat here, Mike, is RR, 0 kills. Everyone's got at least one except the Treant. I'm telling you, he needed to get some space. He needed Ags. And then it would have been dank, but they just didn't give it. You know, I'm disappointed. But what a game 1. It felt like a finals or something. You know, it's a best of 2 for groups placement, and they went all out.
Yeah. With that, that's it for game 1. We'll be back in 10 minutes for game 2. I believe they'll be rushing us to start the game number 2 as well, because we're going to be way beyond the schedule now. It's MLP Dota and JohnXfire. We'll see you all again very, very soon for game number 2.